Welcome to OverclockersHQ.com's video review. Today we're going to be checking out the Patriot Memory Division 2 Viper Xtreme DDR3 4GB kit. So this is PC 12800. It's running at 1600 megahertz. So this is a very low latency RAM. It's running at 89824 for RAM timings. It's a very low voltage RAM. It's running at 1.65. It's also XMP ready. It's equipped with extruded aluminum shielding that's built around copper core to provide improved cooling. It comes 100% tested and verified, so that's pretty cool. So this is specifically made for the new 6 series platform. So all the Sandy Bridge stuff coming out of Intel, that's what this RAM was specifically designed for. So we should see some serious improvement with this. Patriot's Viper Xtreme Division 2 series memory kits are designed for the Intel 2nd generation core processors engineered for PC gamers and enthusiasts. The Viper Xtreme Division 2s utilize the custom designed heat shielding solution with an outer shield built around the copper core to provide enhanced cooling. Each module will be tested and validated on the Intel 6 series platform to achieve maximum performance. Each module is 100% hand tested and is backed by a full lifetime warranty and industry-leading customer service. So we will be testing this, of course, on the new i7 2600. So we'll have all the benchmarks and things like that. But for starters, we're just going to take a look at the RAM itself. So get the plastic off here, get it all unboxed. So I've always liked the Viper design, even way back in the DDR1, or sorry, not DDR, the DDR2 series when we got the Viper series in the past. It has a really cool, pardon the pun, a really nice looking fin design. So these are a lot lower profile than the original Vipers. They're a little higher. And one thing I found when you're dealing with tower coolers, things like that, they would kind of bind on that, and so they've done a good job of keeping it just enough down off the chip where it's going to provide enough room for a tower cooler. And they've compensated for that lack of fins by using a direct contact copper core, which sits right on the chips, which will distribute that cooling much better than aluminum. So these are the modules themselves. They come in 4 gig kits. They're beautiful pieces of engineering. So we're at the BIOS screen. So we're dealing with the Intel DP67VG motherboard. So built within it is a performance memory profile. So it's set up for XMP 1600, which is essentially what we're looking for. So we're going to run it at 1600 with 89824 timings, and it'll be running at 1.65 volts with it, which is basically stock settings for this set of RAM. So from here, we're going to do some benchmarks, then we're going to try seeing what kind of an steady overclock we can get on it, and then run some more benchmarks after that. Alright, so we ran some of the memory controller benchmarks that are come packaged with SysOff. So on memory bandwidth, we have 21.1 gigabytes per second on the aggregated memory, 21 on integer, and 21.11 on float. On cache mem, we have 112.58 gigabytes per second with a speed factor of 35.4, and our latency is running at a memory latency of 61.5 and a speed factor of 61.30. So I should mention, I mentioned the motherboard we were using was the Intel. It's the Intel DP67BG. That's 1155 motherboard. We're running an i7 2600K. It's an unlocked processor. We're running it at 4 gigahertz overclock right now. So we're also running the memory. This is the 1600 at 89824 on the latency, or sorry, on the timing. So what we're going to do, we also ran PCMark. So we ran the PCMark suite as well as PCMark memory. So it got a score of 20,998 PC marks. So what we're going to do is try overclocking the RAM till it's stable, and then once we get a stable overclock, we'll tell you the numbers, and then we will run the benchmarks at that point. So we were able to get a stable overclock at 18.67 megahertz frontside bus. So we have the timing set to 89824 and the voltage set to 1.65. It's been running consistently stable at that setup, so that's pretty decent. So we see that for memory bandwidth there's an increase of just about 4, so it was 21.1 I believe before, so now it's at 24.87. For aggregate integer is 24.88 and float is 24.87, so a considerable increase there. Memory latency is 54.5 nanoseconds. I believe it was 61 before. You can go back in the video and check. I'm not entirely sure. Speed factor of 54.20. So we have cache memory. So the cache mem test gave 121 gigabytes per second and a speed factor of 29.10. So a nice increase there. So overall, pretty impressive increase in overall performance with that overclock. We also got a 21,583 PC marks. So I believe the other one was 20,998. So it's a considerable increase with just that bit of an overclock there of 267 megahertz. So I was quite impressed with the overclock ability of this RAM. So for the full review on the Viper Xtreme series PC3 12,800 4GB kit, check out overclockershq.com. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.